You're listening to the Next Team podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Next Team podcast. And we're doing cricket today. It's episode 11, and we've actually managed to trim down to a two-man crew today. Somehow it's happened. We never thought it'll happen. It's happened. 7 of us became 2.
Yep.
And I'm joined by my man Yash today, and the reason we're
Hey guys, what's up?
Yep. And the reason we're here today is, you guys must have heard the news, definitely. Tim Paine was stepping down from his captaincy post for the Australian men's test team. So to us, it comes as kind of a shock, I guess. We didn't really expect it. It is a bit of a shocker. But before we get into things, I'll just like to remind you guys that we are available on YouTube and Spotify as the Next Team podcast. We are available on TikTok as the Next Team podcast as well. And do follow us on Instagram at the Next Team SG to get the latest updates, as well as we do have some fan polls which we call Shots from the Stands. So you guys can participate and actually get featured on our show. So do look out for that. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get our hands dirty and get into. Let's unpack what happened, what transpired.
You chose the right word, get dirty.
Yeah, that's yeah. We'll keep it at that. we won't dive deeper than that. Yep. All right. Maybe Yash, you can tell our viewers what are the events that transpired. You can summarize it, maybe.
Well, to be honest, it came quite a shock, because the Ashes is just about 3 weeks away. And there was already a lot of questions of Tim Paine's captaincy, after the whole India series, which happened earlier this year.
Yep.
But just so close to the Ashes, you don't expect the captain to just step down, And obviously there's some, improper misconduct off the pitch, I would say, which is not, new to Australians, I would say. But,
okay.
For Australians, but it's a real shock, I would say. What do you think, Vikas?
Yeah, ever since he sledged Ashwin, I think everything has been downhill from there. I think.
Yeah.
I might be a bit. I'm always biased towards Ashwin. I know that, but realistically, it has gone downhill from here for him. From losing the Test series twice to India at home, and now I think they've hit the lowest of lows once again. This is straight after this is the biggest scandal, I think, after the Steve Smith debacle.
Yeah.
The sandpaper gate. So yeah, I think it's a huge blow to the reputation of the Australian men's team. And this is at the back. This is on the back of their sort of
the greatest high, in fact, in a long time. For
exactly. Their first major trophy in 6 years. And it's sort of puts a blemish on it, in some sense, I guess. They're never able to, Justin Langer has spent such a long time trying to actually rebuild the team from
the sandpaper gate.
Sandpaper gate, exactly. He has taken over a team that was in tatters, let's be honest. Australians were never the same. Once, especially after
the squad was broken, if you look at it. Because Smith went, Warner was.
Smith and Warner were the glue that was holding the
exactly.
remnants of the 2015 World Cup winning squad, And once they left, right, we saw that they were just papering over the cracks. And the Australian team isn't as as a formidable force as we once saw them. They were world champions.
They became quite weak.
Yeah.
If you really look at it, especially in Test cricket, let's just take a bit to Test cricket. They became quite weak in Test cricket after the whole sandpaper gate, and it took like you said, Langer had to really rebuild the squad, and then obviously trying to integrate back Steve Smith and Warner back into the squad as well after everything that happened. So I guess it does put a little bit of a taint, like you said, on the recent half of the World Cup. But who's the next captain going forward? That's the main question. I guess you can always look at the past, but you have to look at the future, because the Ashes is just 3 weeks away.
Yeah, definitely. The logical next pick should be Pat Cummins. In all honesty, I'm excited to see him captain, because we haven't seen an awful lot of him as a captain. But I think as a player, I think we all can say he's the number one test bowler, is he? The last time, or am I living in the stone ages? I'm not too sure. Because the last
But
I
he's
remember
definitely
seeing.
one of the tops. That's for
Yeah, let
sure.
me just confirm that test bowlers ranking. Let me just do a quick Google
Yeah.
search. Just hold
I'm pretty
on.
sure it's in the top 10.
Yep, Pat Cummins is number one. Yep,
Oh, he's number one.
yeah,
Great.
he's number one. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I was right, surprisingly. Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Pat Cummins both the line as well as the team
Right.
for the Aussies. But looking at their squad, I mean, what do you think about Steve Smith coming back as captain? Do you think he's earned the right?
I mean, to be honest, I feel he has paid the price for whatever happened in Johannesburg
Hmm.
in 2018, I think it was.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could say that probably after everything that happened, he probably doesn't deserve. Like, I think Australia banned Warner from permanently being a captain or something.
Oh, I didn't know this.
But
Okay.
yeah, but Steve Smith is not permanently banned. Like, he can still come back and be as a captain.
Ah, okay.
Um, but is it the right choice? I'm not too sure because previously, like through what I was reading, I mean, I wasn't really following Australian cricket so closely, like in terms of when Steve Smith was, the captain. But from what I've been reading, he did have the best of records as a captain. I think
Yeah,
he was a good leader.
but the thing is, coming into that series, right? I don't know if you actually watched this documentary. It's on YouTube. If you, yeah, I forgot the.
Is it
It's
a Super
basically
Sports
yeah, the Super Sport one.
documentary?
I think it's a
Yeah,
really really good. Forgot what's it called. I'll get the
Breaking.
name.
No, no. Yeah,
What's it? Yeah, yeah. It's a very good. You guys can check it out. It's by Super Sport. It's basically a documentary covering the events that transpired in Johannesburg, the whole Sandpaper Gate incident, and yeah, basically the way they sort of led up to the tournament was South Africa and Australia were the best teams going into that
mm,
series. So it was like I mean, it was like the literally the the fixture that everyone was looking forward to, and yeah, it was kind of. That's what was kind of sad to see, I guess, in some sense, because Australia were good enough to beat South Africa in South Africa, like,
definitely.
and given their sort of past record in South Africa, actually Australia have a better record against South Africa in South Africa than in Australia itself, actually. So that's a and
Mm,
likewise vice versa for South Africa, because they tend to beat Australia more often in Australia. So yeah, I
right.
mean, in all honesty, I don't want to go too much into that detail, but I guess it's controversy and cricket Australia, especially in recent times, isn't too.
Yeah.
They, yeah, I
It just
mean,
seems like the controversy can't go away from the Australian
exactly,
cricket,
yeah. No matter
basically.
how they try to shake it off, I mean, it's just, I mean, to me, honestly, I mean, okay, maybe let's shift the focus from the captaincy. What do you think about their handling of Tim Paine? So they found that he actually didn't breach any of the guidelines set by Cricket Australia. So it wasn't. It was more, from my understanding, 'cause we don't really know the details of what exactly he did. And I
Mm,
mean, right? I mean, I don't think we want to go into the details too much, but um, we saw how harsh the punishment was for Steve Smith. Okay, which is, I mean, some
yeah,
people say he should have been banned longer. He should have. Maybe some people say it was too harsh. I mean, whichever side of the coin you fall under, the
yeah,
man was still banned. That's the bottom line.
definitely.
Whether you view this incident in the same light, that's up for debate as well. But
Yeah.
given how they have treated someone of authority in the national team before, do you think that he deserves, like Tim Paine deserves to be dropped from the squad completely?
I wouldn't say he deserves to be dropped from the squad. I mean, you could say maybe, but the way I look at it is that whatever Team Paine did was more of a off-field, antics, and
Mm-hmm.
usually for off-field antics, you don't get punishment in terms of it game time. I
True.
mean, I guess the punishment for him was, I don't know if Team Paine resigned willingly. I mean, they say he resigned willingly,
Yeah.
but I'm probably guessing it's more of a pressure from the Australian board telling him to
Definitely.
resign instead
Definitely.
of
Yeah.
trying to sack him as the captain.
100%. Yeah.
But I don't think Australia would, like, the board would go that far of probably taking him out of the Ashes squad and stuff, because yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's hard to really tell, because like this, like I said, it's two different things.
Correct, correct. Yeah, I guess the thing you can liken this to this incident, especially in isolation, probably the KL Rahul and Hardik Pandya incident, when
Hmm.
they were. I mean, I think they were immediately dropped from the squad or something like that, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember, but yeah, it's something they said on television
They
show or
said
something.
they
Is that
said
what
they
you're
made
referring
some
to?
comments on television that were rather sexist, and
Right.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't definitely, it wasn't a 9-month ban, but I am pretty sure that they did get dropped from the squad, at least in the immediate aftermath of what happened.
Right, right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Tim Paine warrants that same, punishment. If you guess, I mean, these two are two completely different boards,
Yeah,
and yeah, definitely, I would say India are a lot more conservative in that sense. I mean, I'm not condoning
definitely.
this. I mean, this the
Definitely.
sexist behavior in any way, but or rather, I'm not in support of that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying in terms of how each board might actually view this incident.
yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, it is something that I guess,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
it is a
see,
bit
if
of
you
a
look,
debate, I guess, debatable, quite debatable whether he deserves to get it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're just trying to compare it in terms of the sandpaper result, the thing about sandpaper thing is that it was a issue of the integrity of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's breaking the laws of the game basically, and that definitely deserves a lot of warrant. Whereas what Team Pain did, obviously, it's not condonable, but you know, it's not a on-field kind of a breach basically. So I guess whatever Cricket Australia decide to do, I'm guessing they'll do it off the field, and he'll probably get some fine. Maybe I would say he'll get dropped, maybe 1 or 2 test match, but I don't think he'll be get kicked out of the squad per se, because it's
I
a
mean,
five-test series.
correct, correct. I mean, this also poses the question: is Tim Paine really that important? I mean, okay, maybe his captaincy has been lauded by, especially a lot of people,
Yeah,
since the departure of Steve Smith. I mean, he has had his fair share of critics, especially in recent times. But a lot of
definitely.
people, if you watch I think you did watch the Amazon documentary, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You've
of
seen how they
course.
managed, and even I mean, if I were to quote Justin Langer, he did rate Tim Paine as a very very good captain. Although on paper you wouldn't, like the first guy you see in that team on the aftermath of the sandpaper incident, you wouldn't pick
Yeah,
Steve Smith. I mean, sorry, rather, you wouldn't pick Tim Paine as your captain. That's the thing.
definitely.
So yeah, I mean, I guess he do you think based on his batting and keeping alone, he merits a place in that squad? I mean, given the recent form of, has I don't think
I mean,
Matthew
from what I
Matthew Wade hasn't
remember,
made it, right. Matthew Wade hasn't made it. Yeah, I
he's in
don't
the
think
squad. He's in the squad, I think. Is
has
he?
he. Is he? I don't see his name.
Let me just check. Give me a moment.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure he's in the squad. Wait. Okay, no, he's not. It's Travis Head who's in the squad. Travis Head is the
Correct.
keeper, right?
Yeah, that's why. So I don't think they
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
replacement keeper. To be very honest, I don't
It's
see.
only
I mean,
Travis Head, I think.
they can obviously rotate. But in terms of just his keeping and batting, do you think he deserves a squad? Or deserves a place in the squad?
I would say keeping, yeah, because at the moment I don't see a great keeper for like Australian cricket. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
initially there was Alex Carey, but Alex Carey was quite inconsistent, and
Yeah,
I mean
at
he
test
didn't
level,
make the
yeah.
Ashes. Yeah, but he didn't make the Ashes squad either.
Yeah.
So I mean, in terms of replacement cricketer keeper, that's a big area of concern for Australia. Batting, I don't think that's big of a concern because they can definitely find some of the young guns come in and
Mm-hmm.
perform better than Team Paine. Because Team Paine is just, let's be honest, it's purely that one thing for his captaincy and for his wicket keeping. His
Mm.
batting is average at the best. It's not the best in terms of a wicket keeper batting kind of perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess the only big plus point of Team Paine is his wicket keeping skills. And at the moment, yeah, Australia just don't have a good backup, in my opinion. So it's very hard to drop him, I would say. But at the same time, you never know with Cricket Australia, how severe they can go with their actions. I mean, let's be honest, even despite this whole sandpaper thing which happened, no one probably expected the punishments to be
Yeah,
this
yeah, I
to
mean, in
that
all honesty, I
extent,
didn't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think we've seen ball tampering incidents before. Uh, I mean, I don't know if you remember this. There was one time
Okay.
Sorry, not Shaheen Afridi, Shahid Afridi actually bit the ball.
Okay.
It's. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, it's more of a meme. It's seen as more of a meme that he bit the ball than anything else.
Okay.
But if you could argue that he was trying to tamper with the ball, or we've seen like Faf du Plessis use some of the, I guess, the residue from his chewing gum and try to
Right.
apply that on the ball. So you could argue that it is the use of external substances to actually tamper with the ball's surface itself, which then gives you that additional swing, grip, etc., and does give you an
Yeah.
unfair advantage. So, I mean, my view, yeah, I guess at the time when the incident happened, I personally, but this is my honest opinion, I didn't really
Mm.
make too much about it. I didn't like, like the ticker didn't go in, in
Yeah,
my head like, oh,
definitely.
the cheat, that kind of thing, because I felt
Definitely.
like I had
Yeah.
seen this ball tampering incident before. Maybe it didn't, maybe I also didn't understand what sandpaper could do to a ball. Now that we are aware of the
Definitely.
facts, we do understand that sandpaper actually gives you a much more unfair advantage over your
Yeah.
opponents. So yeah, I guess it is a bit of a surprise, I must say, that when Cricket Australia actually took the decision. For Tim Paine, I
Yeah,
guess it remains to be seen. I mean, okay, like, if not Pat, okay, we've sort of crossed out Pat Cummins and Steve Smith as potential candidates. Do you see anyone
yeah.
else
But
taking
actually,
over?
wait, yeah, just before we move on from Pat Cummins, I just want to say that the big issue for Australia, especially going to the Ashes, would be that it's a five-test series, and Pat
Yeah,
Cummins being a bowler, it's going to be quite mentally fatigued as well. Because the bowler has to bowl lots of overs in test cricket basically.
yeah,
So I mean, I'm trying to say that it's going to be quite hard as a bowler
definitely. Yeah, I think it's a
to
good
be
point
a
you raised. Yeah,
captain in a test basically, especially in a 5 game series. If it was maybe 2 3 series games, then maybe yeah, Pat can play all the way. I mean, I'm pretty sure if he does become the captain, he'll play all the 5 games. That's for
Mm.
sure. But it's just going to take a challenge on him, especially physically and mentally as well. So whether he's up for that challenge, I guess we can only see it when we see him on the pitch as a captain.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually a very good point you raised because I think typically, I mean, if you listen to cricket commentators, they generally prefer a captain who is a batsman rather than a bowler
Or
in all
definitely.
forms. I mean, in all forms of the game. I mean, maybe T20 you could make a case for the bowlers, but Test
Yeah,
especially because it takes it takes a big toll on on your fast bowlers, especially
definitely.
when you're bowling 20, 30 overs a game. Or I mean, some people, I mean, some of the bowlers actually bowl 3 or 4 days consecutively, and
Yeah,
yeah, they cover. I mean, when we play cricket, we don't have much of a run up, so we don't really see we don't really see how
yeah,
tiring it is. But when international fast bowlers are bowling at 140 clicks,
definitely.
taking their full run up, and they're steaming in on day five on a on a dead wicket, I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
so definitely it does take a toll, and it is going to be hard for someone to captain with that fatigue. So yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see what
I
they
mean,
do.
captaincy is one thing, but the issue is that captaining effectively, because
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
if you're just not able to stay physically focused, mentally focused, your captaincy might not be the best in terms of performance
yeah.
display. So, but
True,
but
true.
in terms of personality wise, definitely, I think Pat Cummins is the right choice to go.
Yeah,
Whether
I mean,
the only
I think
question is
both of
that
us like the way he goes about his game. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
And I mean, he's one of the best, fellas on the cricket pitch, basically. I
yeah,
don't know if you watch his vlogs, actually. It's really interesting vlogs on YouTube.
yeah. I
Pat
watched a few. Yeah,
Cummins. Yeah, so nice guy, nice guy. So
nice guy.
definitely, I
Yeah.
would say. But then now moving on to your next question. Actually, before we move on, I just want to ask you a question. Do
Uh-huh.
you remember
Yeah.
the last fast bowler to ever captain a test side? Because I
Oh,
can't remember. I was just trying to think of one.
oof, tough one actually. Bowler.
Maybe
Okay.
Jack Callis. Did he captain South Africa at any point? But I mean, he's
Yeah,
not a brilliant
yeah. I mean,
bowler.
okay, when you said bowler, the first thing that the first name that popped up is Kapil Dev. Actually, I actually had to go to the
Yeah.
1980s, but in all
Oh, that's a long
honesty,
time
I
back.
mean, yeah, I mean, probably Jack Cullis. Yeah, but Jack Cullis was an
I mean, it's an
all-rounder. To be fair,
all-rounder. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
exactly.
mean, even before that, the 90s, there was Imran Khan, who's the current Prime Minister of Pakistan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's not many. There's not
It's not
been
really in
many.
recent times,
It's
especially.
not. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the reason you cited just now is probably
Oh, I think
a s-
Jason Holder. Was he West
yeah,
Indies
yeah, yeah. He
captain?
was the West Indies captain, correct? Yeah, true,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, I don't know how we missed that out, but yeah, we apologize to our West Indian fans if there are any. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if you guys are watching from Jamaica or something, Yeah. Anyway, so moving on. Actually, yeah, I'm just looking in the squad actually for the Aussie squad.
Yeah.
What do you think about good old Manas Labuschagne captaining? Just a name that popped up.
uh,
Yeah.
oh well, I guess Mana's one for the future, isn't he? I mean,
Mm,
he's
yeah.
he definitely has a really good test record. His batting performance is really good. But my worry for him is that I don't know how he is as a captain because I've never seen him as a captain, firstly. And
Mm-hmm.
secondly, I don't know if that captaincy might actually deteriorate his batting performance because you've seen a
Mm,
lot of times when someone's given the captaincy role, you tend to have a bit of loose performance, especially in whatever department you're actually
yeah.
in,
Depends
especially as a
on.
batsman.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it depends on whether you really enjoy that captaincy. For some players, actually, the captaincy makes them better because
Yeah,
they take a sense of ownership and a
yeah,
responsibility when they play. But for
definitely.
some players, I guess they crumble under the pressure. For Manas, I don't know, but because I mean, at this point, it's a case of, do you give? Arguably, he's one of the best players in the
Test
11.
series.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, test wise,
definitely,
his record is amazing, and it's going to be in Australia as well.
definitely.
So, I mean, yeah, it is going to be a very very
I think, yeah, but I mean, I feel what Australia should really do now is that they have
mhm.
this good opportunity. Is that they have quite a bit of a aging squad. I wouldn't say aging squad, but this is a good opportunity for young guns to actually kind of step up the ranks a bit. So you can
Mhm.
have Pat Cummins, the experienced player, as a captain, and like you said, maybe have someone who's a young gun who has a captain potential. Maybe Manus could be the one. Make him as
Yeah,
a vice captain. Give him that bit of an added responsibility to just test him out, basically, see how he
yeah,
goes about doing his things on the pitch. And once maybe time goes by, once he's ready, then he can step up to be a captain instead. So I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, it's a good shout, definitely, but I feel that's the way Australia should look at this as. It's a good opportunity for them now that space is a bit void. Because as much as I would like to see Steve Smith back as a captain, it's, I think, highly unlikely. Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
definitely. Okay, I think. I mean, I think. Okay, we'll do a preview. I think another day. I think this is a good point to end the episode. Actually, I think we've
Yeah.
talked extensively about this incident. Personally, I was a bit, I was a bit nervous because I mean, honestly, I haven't been following Aussie cricket all that much. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad that we actually had some very good content actually to cover, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. Especially, I mean, that's why we do this actually. So yeah, so we've come to the end of the episode. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. Let us know if anything we could have improved on for this episode in the comments. And yeah, I think that's about it pretty much, and we thank you guys so much for your support. All right, we'll then see you guys again in the next next episode of the Next Team SG. Bye bye.
Bye bye.